Patrick, guess what came in the mail today?
Oh, what?
This.
Stick it in!
Welcome back, Royal Nation, to another installment of Raw View, where you get a better insight of each king and queens behind the scene. I'm your host, Cheno Royal, baby. I'm here with, what's your name, sir?
My name's Scooby B. How you guys doing today? We rocking with the Cheno show today.
B, how you feeling today?
I'm feeling great, dude. I'm feeling great.
Oh, fuck yeah, bro.
Having a good day, man. It's Friday.
Feeling great. Okay. How to walk us through a normal day of Mr. Scooby B? Like, how's that shit usually work?
I wake up, man, smoke a cigarette, get some water in me, get ready for work my ass off, knocking shit over.
Hell yeah, it sounds like a dream, right?
I mean, it's a dream, bro. I get off work, come home, skateboard, make music, write music, produce it. Really just positive vibes, man. Try to stay positive every day and stay productive.
Okay. I love it, man. I love it. I appreciate you. Shout out to you. I appreciate you coming on the show, man. I know you're busy out there on the X game tours and shit like that, but I'm glad I got to reel you in a little bit. But go ahead, for the fans at home, elaborate on who exactly Scooby B actually is.
Scooby B is a 24-year-old recording artist from Northeast Indiana. I was born and raised in Garrett. I spent a lot of time in Fort Wayne in the local skateboarding scene. In the last 4 years, I've been trying to elevate my music and play more shows, produce better sounds, and collaborate with anybody that I can.
Okay. How'd you get into all the music stuff?
Getting into music, I was probably about 14, 15, and one of my buddies that I hung out with at school told me he had a studio in his basement. So I just started going over there and recording music with him and learned a lot of the stuff that I know now from him because we used the same DAW.
Okay. Were there any like heavy influences of certain people that
went wrong.
That influenced?
Try again in a few seconds.
Some of my influences would be like Hobson, the real underground type rap, Wiz Khalifa, Mac Miller, the real chill underground type stuff. I feel like is, those three really sum it up a lot for me. I didn't listen to a lot of other stuff. I've listened to like Tupac, Biggie. I mean, I kind of reach from everything that I listen to, but those three are probably my biggest inspirations.
Okay. And I know we were just talking about it before, because I definitely wanted to get into it because I see all these reels about it and all this stuff on Facebook, and I just shouted it out because X Games coming up pretty soon. But what's up with the skateboarding stuff, bro? Like, has this just been in your blood since day one? Like, did you come out the womb with a skateboard and hit a heel flick or
I would like to hope so, man, but no, I didn't. I started real young. I started about 3 or 4 years old because my older brother, he's about 4 years older than I am, and he had a board, and I thought it was cool. So I started getting into it, and, I really pushed myself to learn because one of the hardest things with skateboarding is there's nothing that's really going to hold you back besides yourself, and it's really a fear and, like, mental game.
Yeah. Have you ever had like how do I put this? I know that there's a moment just like with performing, like where, like you just said, like there's gonna be that hint of like fear, like that's like kind of that might even prevent you from actually stepping out and actually being the best that you could possibly be. So like maybe doing a trick or doing something where it requires ultimate focus. Has there ever been a moment like where like you felt that sort of hold you back a little bit, and like did you find a breakthrough?
Yeah. Okay. So skateboarding is very physical, very mental, but one of the hardest things for skateboarders to do is skate either big stair sets or handrails. And I figured out that when I started skating handrails on stair sets, that it was the scariest thing that you could possibly do. There is no room for error. If you mess it up even a little bit, you're probably going to eat shit or break a bone. One of the things that really just helped me push through that fear of being able to skate handrails or stairs is when I'm skating the stairs with the drops, I kind of just picture it like flat ground. So I'm not really prepping up for the drop. I'm just trying to catch the board and land on it how I would on flat ground. And that worked for me. And when I'm skating rails, I guess it really just comes with practice and muscle memory, because you're not just going to go jump down a handrail. The first thing you do, you're probably going to learn on like a flat bar. And then after you can do the flat bar like 100 tries, you land on it a pretty decent amount of times. It's probably time to start pushing yourself and bringing that down, handrails or angled rails. It really just comes down to pushing yourself through that fear. It's a really hard thing to do. Mental game 100%. But if you can just push through that fear and trust yourself and trust your skills, you can learn pretty quickly on handrails and stuff.
And I definitely got into. I didn't get into like heavy like skateboarding and shit. Like I grew up near the water, so like I was just a beach boy surfing all the time. So it's just like I grew up with that and snowboarding. So it's just like I understand like eating shit like all day, like especially like if you're not paying attention.
Yeah, dude.
And like, what was there like a specific time like where like, because that we gotta go through the memory banks and understand like maybe a specific moment that you ate shit a little bit too much and you're like, yeah, so I definitely can't be doing that shit. Like, is there a specific one of those moments that rings a bell?
Yeah, I was the first one that I can actually remember was my first bad fall, man. I was probably like 10 or 11 years old. I was skating with my older homie. His name's also Adam. And we were skating behind the car wash with a little flat bar that we bought online. It was probably like $100. It was like 6 foot long, but it was real tiny. We put it over this rock gap because there was a gap in the parking lot. And I went to go slide over it, do a backside board slide, which is, you just jump up, turn, slide on the board through the middle, and then roll away. I slipped completely out and fell back and like hit my back on the rail.
Oh shit!
Yeah, dude, I got bodied. It was bad. I got up and I was like limping and stuff. I was bruised, but I kept skating. I didn't hit the rail anymore after that, but I definitely figured out that was the time that I needed to work on rails more.
Okay. Hey, I'll trade you story for story since you told me one where you ate that much of shit. Okay, so I had one where I started surfing down in Daytona, so it was just like the waves aren't that big, but they're decent enough to start, and there's some like reefs and whatnot and rock areas depending where you at. And I was like in this one like divot where it was just like it wasn't really a beach, but it was like you can go to the water, and like I would start paddling, and I didn't get up quick enough, and I was trying to get off like quicker, like trying to leave the board, but I tried to move the board too late, and I ended up pushing the board out the way while I threw myself into the actual reef. And so greatest story ever told. Had a big rip on the side of my neck, but it was what it was. So I definitely understand all that ish. But hey, man, I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah, man. You live and you learn, man. You live and you learn.
Sir.
For sure.
Anything coming up with the actual skateboarding?
More YouTube videos, man. You guys can check me out on YouTube at Adam Bly. That's Bley. Catch it, man. I got video part dropping soon. I make trick tips to teach people how to skate, and then I'm posting shorts like almost every day. So if you guys want to see some skate tricks, go check me out for sure.
Definitely, man. Is there anything like you're like looking forward to the most when it comes to the skateboarding, like coming up, or like or are you just more heavy into the music right now?
I mean, I try to stay 50-50, but I have been more skateboarding lately. I've really just been trying to push the Z Skates brand for, the owner of the company, represent. I plan on going to Tampa Pro next year in the spring. That's an amateur competition that, you can really get your name from. You can get nationally ranked and stuff. So I'm trying to get ranked right now, and then I'm working on trying to get a shoe sponsor as well.
Yeah, definitely, man. I know you've been doing all that stuff. Like, how do you draw inspiration for your music from skateboarding, or is it just still like they're just two separate things?
I try to keep them as separate as possible, honestly. I mean, I've made one song where I shot a music video with the skate park in the background. It's actually called No Going Slow. You can find that on YouTube. Produced by Taylor Zank, one of the best engineers out of Fort Wayne. But I try to keep them. I try to keep them separate. I never really post my music over my skateboarding, but that's something that I'm thinking about moving into to help push both of them at the same time. I just haven't got to it yet. I'm kind of busy right now.
No, I definitely, I can understand that completely. I was just wondering if like there was like a reason you just wanted to like mentally like have those things on two separate accords, or like you're just like I don't know, because I know definitely moving forward, like especially somebody who also like does multiple things, is just like sometimes like if you could find an avenue where like you can do two things at the same time, save yourself some time, it usually definitely works out in the end. So I know you talked about going to Tampa and stuff, would you possibly still be if you did, let's say you did go pro tomorrow, right? You went pro with skateboarding, would you also be trying to do music on the back end still, or like what how would that look for you?
I would definitely still be recording music in my free time. I mean, it would definitely get a lot busier considering you're a pro. You got to go on trips with the team. You got to film video parts. You got to do demos in different cities. But I would try to record music as much as I possibly could at that point, because I feel like if I could get a little farther in the skateboarding, it would give me the motivation to get that far in my music, because like I said, I like to keep them 50-50, so it gives it that, I've always got something I can work on, whether it's skateboarding or music, because skateboarding, you're always pushing yourself to learn new tricks, and then music, you're always just trying to find a way to elevate your craft.
Okay. What's a high moment for the skateboarding and a low moment for the skateboarding? And then I'll ask the same for music at the same time.
All right. A high moment for skateboarding would just be getting the clothing sponsor in general, getting noticed on Instagram and YouTube. I'd say my first 100 subscribers on my YouTube for skateboarding, that was a big deal for me. We're sitting at about 500 now, so that's also another big milestone that I like to celebrate.
Run that shit up.
Just certain tricks that I can think back to, like varial heel flips down a 5-stair. That's probably one of my favorite moments. That's like a really high for me. I'd say my lowest point in skateboarding, I was skating home with a Polar Pop in my hand, one of them foam cup pops from the gas station. I hit a rock and I went down. I saved the pop. I didn't spill or break the pop at all, but I ended up bending my collarbone right here, and I couldn't turn my back for like a week.
I mean, as long as the pop's okay, like you could always hear that shit. I don't know about that $1.50. I don't know about that $1.50.
Yeah,
but
lost $1.50 on that.
You said you fractured it and everything.
I bent it or fractured it or something. I went to the hospital and they told me there was nothing wrong with it, but I mean, you can see it, like it's pushed up on this side compared to this side, and like I couldn't turn my back for about a week or two. So it was probably just like really bruised or fractured, I don't know, but that was like my lowest point.
I was gonna say, like, did it heal back okay, or like is it more like, yeah, I haven't been able to move that since 45? And
I mean, I think it healed back all right. I mean, I don't think it's 100%, because like I'll be stretching in the morning when I wake up and that shit will like crack back into place where it's supposed to be, and it'll go back to how it is now. So yeah. I mean, permanent damage, but I mean, I can still move my arm all the way. I ain't got like
as long as
move it.
Yeah. But let's also ask the same question for music: a high moment and a low moment. Like, let's go through that.
I feel like a high moment for me in the music would be opening up for DJ Paul and Stevie Stone when they had their tour like a year or two ago. They stopped by Pierre's. I was on the road with Starving Artist Media Group. Shout out Thomas Brandon. It's also my manager. He's a dude that got me into all the music venues down in Fort Wayne, introduced me to a lot of big time people down there. Just being I opened up for like 400 or 500 people. It was pretty cool. It was definitely a life-changing experience. And it made me more confident at the same time too, because I could feel the growth in my stage presence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely, man. I remember when I first seen you, man. Like you definitely commanded an experience out of me. And like I had a whole atmosphere. I know that the whole place was packed out and it was sold out. Like there's like a million people in there. So you're definitely getting everybody hype as fuck. But definitely got my attention immediately as soon as I seen you on the mic, commanded my attention. Lyrics are there. Definitely definitely can see that you love what you do, love your craft, have the determination. Wow, I can't even talk. You have the determination to actually get in there and actually focus on what you need to be doing. And I definitely respect that because like where music is right now for me, I don't think that people focus on the main things. I think it's always about the money now. It's never about the love of it. And I can see that you have a love of it. So shout out to you, man.
Thank you. That actually brings me to my lowest point, because my lowest point was probably the first show I ever played, man. I played a little local show with Fried Life K, and then shout out Fried Life K, by the way. He's a Naptown rapper. He's dope. I can't remember who the other artist was, but there was 3 of us, and I got up on stage. I was the opener. I was the very first one to go, and I fumbled it completely. I messed up all 4 songs I had.
Like fumbled it, like walk me through it. Like what happened, bro? What happened, bro?
I got up on stage, man, and I forgot my lyrics like 7 times in each song. It was bad. So
did you at least turn your back a little bit? Because you know the tricks. You know the tricks, right?
I didn't turn my back at all, man. It was like
stayed right there, like I forgot this shit. Yeah.
It was like that. I melted down. But I'm kind of glad that happened because it pushed me to want to do better and develop the stage presence and the growth that I have now in the music. Because I feel like, honestly, if that wouldn't have happened for the very first show, I wouldn't be where I am now. I wouldn't be as confident because it's like, man, the first show I ever played, I completely bombed. And every show since then has just been amazing. Like the growth is off the chart. It's starting to go really good now.
For sure. I mean, as an artist, if that didn't happen to you, it's almost like a rite of passage. Just like if you're telling me you're a skateboarder and you've never fallen, I'd be like, bro, are you really a skateboarder though?
Yeah.
It's like you gotta have those L moments. Otherwise, like it just doesn't build the character that I could see as like somebody that would actually have that drive to actually keep moving down and like getting better and growing. So shout out to you, man. And like I usually ask that because it's just like you can tell through people that I bring on, which everybody that I bring on here is dope. It doesn't matter. Like I consider everybody, whatever they do, their craft is gonna be dope. It all just depends on like how much you are willing to bring to the table when it comes to it. And I see your skateboarding shit every day. I'll wake up
every day, man.
I'll wake up every day and I'll look at that shit and I'll be like, Jesus Christ, I just seen this shit like 5 seconds ago. Like But yeah, man, shout out to you, bro. Keep doing your thing. Just remember me when you get that endorsement by DC Shoes. I'm looking for my DC shoes, bro. Like I need another pair, bro.
I got you. Somebody get me in contact with Rob. I'm trying to get
Rob. Mr. Dear Dad, please, my man, if you're watching this right now, man, my boy is dope as fuck. Like, look, I don't know how else to say. He's dope as fuck. Like, he can.
I'll send a video part. I'll do whatever I gotta do.
He will literally rap a song to you while he's skateboarding. He won't drop the pop though. He might fall. Nope. He won't drop the pop. So you'll keep that $1.50.
Yeah.
But hey, man, I definitely appreciate you sliding on through, showing some love again. Wanting to give you flowers as an artist, as an entrepreneur, as just a person that's just trying to make their dreams work. Man, shout out to you. Keep pushing, keep going, because I definitely see great things in the future for you, bro.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that, man. It's always nice to hear when somebody can see the growth and the just the vision, man. I mean, it's gonna be 50-50 skateboarding, but winter's gonna come around and we're gonna get real deep into music again, so you can catch me in some shows.
Definitely. But I got one more question before you get back out there, hitting those kick flips and try not to die on the handrails. So one more question for you. Where you see all this stuff going in the next year, couple of years? What's the overall end game that you see for Mr. Scooby B? Like what's that looking like?
All right. So for myself, I see skateboarding growing exponentially. I'm going to keep working on the YouTube videos, keep posting trick tips, keep posting the daily videos on the shorts feed like you're seeing. And then with the music, I'm just going to keep working on the craft. I'm going to try to play more bigger shows, maybe get booked for some bigger shows for some bigger headliners, and then just traveling more, man, trying to get out to the coast and the surrounding states to build that following for the music.
Definitely for sure, man. Definitely check out all those cities on each coast, because I know definitely I don't know if they do like contests or anything, like, but like what I be seeing in like movies and shit, like it's like on every corner and shit. But I know definitely if you hit one, I definitely know somebody's gonna see you, because like from what I'm seeing from your reels, like I said, man, you're dope. Keep doing that. It's just gonna take one move, and I guarantee they're gonna be like, yeah, if you don't sign this dude, I don't know what we're doing. But go ahead, shout out any place we can find you, because we definitely need to find you, sir.
Got to find me on Facebook at Adam Bly, BLEY. You can find me on Facebook at Scooby B, YouTube Scooby B, YouTube Adam Bly, Spotify, SoundCloud. Pretty much just any platform, man. Any major platform you look up, you could probably find me on it.
Bet. Dope. That's Mr. Adam Bly, aka Scooby B. You already know how it goes. But
I don't even know how to do that shit. Oh my God.
Stay royal out there.
Bring that shit back.
Baby, it's your birthday. Baby girl, you caked up. Bet it on, do or die. Even with the sweats on, it'll make up.